Hey guys, what's up? It's Brian with MMA the Hard Way. I wanted to do a little quick solo show today. Wanted to break down the upcoming UFC on Fuel this Saturday. I'm glad we've got another Fuel event. And, I could just TiVo that sucker and go about my business, Headlining, obviously, Stefan Struve, the tallest guy in the UFC, going up against, I guess a lot of people would call him a newcomer, in Stipe Miocic. Stipe, for all practical purposes, on paper at least, looks like he's just a straight-up striker. Croatian, Croca striker. And obviously Stefan Struve has proven that he could do stand-up, but he has a pretty rich history of heavyweight submissions. Notably, that incredible series of submission attempts, which eventually would lead to Paperi's loss with that triangle choke that he got. I think that Stefan Struve is going to weather the storm. I think the first round is going to be a lot of Stipe just coming at him. He is going to be relentless. He is going to strike, probably go for the takedown. He's going to want to probably just take him down and ground and pound him, or just beat him on his feet. I don't think that he's going to attempt a submission. I don't even really see him trying to take him down. Maybe wear him down against the cage, but his best game is just standing there striking. And he's going to probably try to land an uppercut, work his boxing. He's got great conditioning, but Stefan Struve's no slouch in that area. Now, I don't actually think the main event is going to be the fight of the night myself. I don't know. I am looking forward to, though, Dan Hardy versus Amir Sadallah. I got to say, back in the days when Dan Hardy went up against George St. Pierre, I hated Dan Hardy. Oh my gosh, I couldn't stand him. I thought he was just the most arrogant douchebag on the planet. But I've totally turned the corner with him, especially after, I'm not exactly sure when it was, but it was just last year. He really had a big wake-up call. After that fight, he had a tough time coming back and getting back in the win column. And, got to see a different side of him. Got to see, and one of the things that I noticed was how he was popping up in all these other guys' 360 videos. Being a guy that was, genuinely trying to reinvent himself. A guy that had compassion for other fighters and was actually really a true mixed martial artist. And I liked how he really started working on his wrestling. And, I got a totally different opinion of Dan Hardy than I used to. So I think Dan Hardy, Amir Sadallah, they're going to both keep it standing. Amir has hinted that he's going to want to take it down, go for the submission. I think that's Amir's best chance of winning the fight. But I think that Dan Hardy is going to show off his improved wrestling by defending the takedown. And he's going to land one of those, he's going to land that left cross. And Amir's going down. And I think that Dan Hardy is going to win at home in a spectacular fashion with, if not a first round, a second round knockout. And I think it's going to be just incredible. Next up, we've got Brad Pickett versus Eve Jaboyan. Brad Pickett, he's got a pretty good record. I think that Eve is going to surprise everybody. And, we look at Eve and you see a guy that a lot of people don't know. One of the very few Haitian fighters in the UFC. and you know, is primarily a stand-up guy. I think he's gonna, you know, win like by a head kick or something. I mean, I think he's incredible, and I think that he's gonna. This is the event that is gonna get him noticed. Yeah, just watch. I think he's gonna be fantastic. Brad Pickett's no slouch. You know, tons of experience. He's good, well-rounded, but I don't know. I don't think he's gonna win. Next up, I think we've got a pretty straightforward finish here. Paul Sass, obviously a Brit, going up against, he's probably one of the best British jiu-jitsu guys in the world. Yeah, I think definitely the best British jiu-jitsu dude in the UFC. I think this is really just going to be a clinic. He's going to submit Matt Wyman in the first round, and it's just going to be one of those, yay, wee, look at us, we're English. Then you got a good one. John Hathaway versus John Maguire. The Battle of the Johns. Yeah. Again, I think that John Hathaway is going to sit there and it's going to be the opposite. He's going to put on a clinic, and he's going to continue the dominance that he's established, and it's going to he's going to just move right up the ladder. I think this is going to be a big welterweight expose for John Hathaway's talents. I don't see it going any other way. No disrespect to John Hathaway, but I mean, no disrespect to John Maguire, but he's just not on the same level as Hathaway. Then we got a guaranteed fireworks, which is great. I love it when they do this, when they match up two strikers, two guys that couldn't care less about going to the ground. They couldn't even care less about clinching. You know, guys that are just like, hey man, let's step away from the cage. What are we doing? Guys like Duane Ludwig, that dude, I swear, I mean, he could submit you. He could, you know, he's done it. However, Duane Ludwig is one of those guys that he cares more about putting on a good show than he does about saving his career. And those guys, I think, we've seen Dana has kept those guys around. That's why guys like Dan Hardy can go get as many losses as they did and still stay, because Dana keeps guys that bring it. And I don't know, I think some of the fighters don't believe that, and that's probably because I don't think that they think that they're really bringing it. You know, they say all they want about, oh, you know, you get 2 losses and you get kicked out. I don't think so. You bring it, you can go 3 losses. And hey, if you go 3 losses, then, you know, what's up, dude? Is that your game plan? No, I don't think it's your game plan. I think it's your skills, and that you're just not good enough, you know? Not everybody is, you know, worthy of being in the UFC. Deal with it. I don't know. Of course, I'm a fan, so I'm going to talk about it like that. So that one is a little tough, but I think it's going to lean in the way of Shane Mills. I think he's going to get a TKO there. I don't think there are going to be a lot of decisions. I think he's going to TKO him, but I see that going back and forth, 3rd round, boom, he's going to catch him. Shane Mills is going to catch Duane Ludwig. So lastly, let's take a look at the undercard. Nah, I think that's about it. So that does it for my predictions. Look forward to hearing about yours. Just leave a comment below, and I'm also going to include a link to the 2012 UFC event schedule. Been taking a look at it. It's kind of interesting. You know, you got all of the events that are going to take place in 2012 are all on the calendar. There's no new surprises unless something gets canceled. And you know, I took a look at the numbers and found out that 39% of the events held and going to be held in 2012 were international, and 39% of them had a title fight on the card. So that's pretty good. You know, I think they're probably the only organization in the world that can say that 39% of the time we put on an event there's going to be a title on the line. And complain all you want, but the numbers don't lie. The other thing is, they're ending the year with, I think, about 31 events. Now, earlier in the year, I reported that they had planned on having, I think, 46 events. But you got to figure, I think that they consider episodes of the live Ultimate Fighter last season as being an event. I don't really call it that. But, we've got some great ones. George St. Pierre coming back. That's going to be fantastic. We'll have an in-depth breakdown of that one coming up. But look forward to hearing back, see what you have to say. Thanks.